Hello, Geoff Barton. Friday the 25th of March. Here's your end of week briefing from us at ASCL. And of course, it's been a week which has been utterly dominated by discussion and debate about Ofsted. And we have been inundated with messages from you, some of them howls of rage, of grief, of fury, of suggestions about how Ofsted could be made more proportionate. You've sent a whole range of things, far too many to be able to respond to, but I just wanted to acknowledge the way in which you've connected with us, and also to say I hope you've seen that what we've been saying publicly is saying we can't go on like this. There needs to be a sense of regaining proportion. And I know that Sir Michael Wilshaw and some others have been out doing the media rounds saying the reason school standards have improved is because of inspection. Well, you'll have your own view of that, but I think it's philosophically quite right to say maybe school improvement should be the reason that schools improve. The way we improve teaching, the opportunities for development, the feedback we give to our teachers, that's really what ought to be the driver of school improvement, surely, and inspection should be there to provide a proportionate mirror to how we are doing on behalf of parents and taxpayers. That's what we think. And if anything good has come out of this week, I do think it's unlocked the education world and shown to parents in particular the level of stress and pressure that you're under, particularly if you're a head or a member of a senior leadership team, with those middle of the night worries about whether the phone call will come in the next day. And to people who haven't been in a school, who haven't lived through that, they kind of trivialise that. We would never trivialise that because we've lived that experience and we know exactly what it feels like. And frankly, enough is enough. That has to change, and an interesting change of tone from the current Chief Inspector, I think, in recognising, as she has done, that there needs to be some kind of evolution in the future of what Ofsted is doing. All of that we frame with our paper, The Future of Inspection. If you've got comments around that, get in touch with us. In particular, if you're somebody who is an inspector as part of your work and you want to give us your insights into that, how does it feel being an inspector there? We know lots of our members are. We'd really like to just hear from you. With all of that, just call your subject inspection or Ofsted or something like that, and really appreciate the feedback. Secondly, on feedback, energy costs. How is that feeling? You have been under huge pressure in terms of energy costs. It would just be useful for us to be able to counter some assumptions that we've been hearing from some parts of government that the crisis is behind us now and things are stabilising. I don't run a school anymore. You tell us, what is it feeling like for you there? And thirdly, frontline funny time. There's not been a lot that's been funny this week, but I suddenly remembered something somebody had sent me actually way back in the pandemic. And it was a anecdote about a lesson. They'd been doing something in their English lesson, and this head teacher said, I reminded my students that I was doing some creative writing with them, and I'd asked every student to bring in an item which they could then put on their desk and write about. And this student slightly unexpectedly brought in the tail of a dead squirrel, right? The class chuckled, as you'd expect. One student put his hand up. John T, for it is he. How many years ago was that, sir? Sir, oh blimey, I reckon it was about 25 years. How time flies. John T, yeah, just think, that kid could be older than you now, sir. If ever there was a need for maths to 18, the Prime Minister would say, maybe John T helps us to realise it. So there we are, a week dominated by a tragedy which has led to debate around our accountability system. Delighted to hear more from you with your thoughts around that. Energy costs, let us know. Frontline funny, if you've got one, send it our way. That's it. A weekend I hope beckons for you. Whatever you're doing, hope you'll be able to regroup a little bit with family and friends. If you need us, as always, we're here for you. Otherwise, see you next week.